Quack, quack, everyone. Welcome to the first ever edition of the DML Report, a show that brings you the best, worst, and everything in between of the Anaheim Ducks from the week before. We'll also prepare you for the games in the upcoming week, and we'll throw in a few other fun segments along the way.
Sean, I'm Kim. Let's quack about it. This week, we are including Duck news from November 6th to November 13th. On to our first segment, called Ducks in a Row, where we bring you a quick overview of the games. This last week, the Ducks played 3 games and finished with a record of 0-3. The Ducks did play better this week, however, and are tending in the right direction. Or I guess if you're on Team Tank, not tending in the right direction. Playing an average of probably 20 minutes a night, not getting that 60-minute a night they all talk about.
And the Ducks' first game of the week is against the Panthers. Not the best start or finish for the Ducks. Tried to come back in the second, scored 2 quick goals in 27 seconds.
That was so crazy. The crowd was just so electric right after that second goal by Strome. Oof, that was fun.
You all thought ultimately are going to drop this one, but we did get to see those reverse retros. Kim, what do you think about those?
I love the orange pants. Something different. I think the Wild Wing might be making a little bit of a comeback, huh?
These could definitely be some aways, I think, in the future.
I see it.
Player of the game, Kim, you got one for this one?
Kevin Shattenkirk. Just kidding.
No.
Just because his one save. That's probably his best play as a Duck.
Best moment as a Duck.
Best player was probably Lundy, though. But not even thinking about the fact he had a penalty shot goal. He scored his first goal of the season, minute left in the game. But he was just everywhere. I actually noticed him for once. One thing that happened in this game that seems to happen a lot is that a former Duck killed us.
Yeah, we had the player of the game for the Ducks and Lundestrom, but the overall player of the game, Brandon Montour, 4.9, 1 goal, 3 assists. Wow, what a huge game.
Glad he has found a home in Florida. Sad it couldn't be with us, but Bob Murray and Randy Carlisle kind of took care of that. But anyway, on to the next game. The Wild game, where things really got wild. Things got really chippy as the game went on, especially after Ziegler scores a lacrosse goal, or so we thought. But unfortunately, it's ruled offsides. But when that happened, I've never heard Honda Center louder since like opening night. Yeah, best lacrosse goal he's ever done. Picked it up so clean, and damn it, Kulikov, he just couldn't keep that skate blade back long enough, because that would have been so sick. However, Regenda, the agenda, as everyone says, scores his first NHL goal in his first game back from San Diego. So congrats to him. And it was pretty close the whole way until the third, and then the Wild turned it on, and the game's going to end up 4-1 Wild. Kind of common thing with the Ducks, got into penalty trouble. I mean, you can say some of these were soft, but a lot of those are just penalties. The Ducks can't be taking those, so hopefully they can try to figure that out. The chippiness was there throughout the game, though. First, second, third, after every whistle, there was pretty much a scrum, if not more than a scrum. Yeah, it was definitely entertaining to watch. All right, on to the last one. Chicago comes to town. Really strange game. Ducks have a great start. Best first period of the year. 1 quick goal, 19 seconds in. Pass from Zegras right to Terry. Terry continues his hot streak, and then Rico Suave is going to get the second one. 2-0 lead early on for the Ducks. They're just completely out shooting the Blackhawks. Blackhawks really can't even get into the zone unless it's a dump. Except then with 6 minutes left, bad change. Chicago scores 2-1 after the first, but the Ducks did outshoot Chicago 19-5. Nice to have that be the other way around, because usually it's the Ducks that have that 5 and the other team just pounding the net. But after that, periods could not be more different than the first. Ducks kind of just folded, and Blackhawks looked a lot better, took over. Blackhawks are going to tie it up and then keep pushing. Ducks don't really have an answer, but the Blackhawks are going to get a pretty lucky goal, I think. A couple of bounces, finally bounces off of Kulikov, filters under Stolarz, and that's going to seal the victory. Yep, absolutely crazy. Another goal off of a Ducks defenseman. And that brings us to our next segment, the Ugly Duckling of the Week, awarded to the worst player of the week. This week, I think you pretty much can include the whole defense. Almost the whole season you can include them. Mainly Berleau, Kulikov, and Klingberg have been pretty bad. Lots of defensive breakdowns. You give up 12 goals in 3 games, it's just not good. Yeah, I mean, you can't really blame the goalies too much for this one. Gibson and Stoley were pretty good all 3 games, rocking about a 900 save percentage, and that is while under fire. I mean, shots coming in from every which way. Really need to figure it out. Now that we got the bad out of the way, let's talk about the leader of the flock. This is going to be awarded to the player
with the best performance of the week. And that award goes to Troy Terry with 2 goals and an assist and pretty much looking like the best Duck on the ice every night. It's pretty much the only Ducks player that seems to be able to enter the offensive zone. When he got hurt in the Chicago game, that's basically when the Ducks completely collapsed after a great first. He gets clothesline. Really glad that he comes back. Terry looking like a huge improvement from last year.
In fact, let's go back to the studio where Troy Terry by the numbers.
Just like last season, the Ducks offense begins and ends with Troy Terry. He must score goals and facilitate for Trevor Zegras and company. But here's a question. How well is Terry performing now compared with last season? Let's go by the numbers.
Terry one-on-one. He's inside on Burakovsky. Backhand score! Troy Terry with the overtime game winner. He scored 51 seconds into regulation. He wins in 55 seconds into overtime.
Though the season is still young, we are still seeing an emphasis on rush chances. Terry finished last season averaging 1 rush chance per game, ranking in the top 15 in the NHL. Now he's averaging more than 1 rush chance a game. Something Terry did not do as often was create offense off the forecheck. Last season, his 19 chances led the Ducks, but was not among league leaders. Now, at more than 1 per game, he is one of the best in the NHL and is the team leader. Another important aspect of Terry's performance involves the power play. Last season, Trevor Zegras had the most goals, but Terry had the higher expected goals mark. Now, Terry and Zegras are neck and neck in power play expected goals. Terry has increased quality chances and is able to find better spots from the ice to fire. Lastly, while Troy Terry did not lead the Ducks in inner slot shots or the diamond-shaped area just in front of the net, he does this season with a double-digit total. A lot is being asked from Troy Terry this season, but he seems ready for the challenge.
And thanks for that, guys. Now, let's get back to the show. Hey, Kim, what really ruffled your feathers last week?
Mason McTavish not playing center? He clearly looks more comfortable at center. It's his natural role, and he had one of his best games of the season versus the Sharks. And then he was put to the wing after that for an AHL center the next game. Which, no offense to Glenn Gladwin, but McTavish, I think, might have a little bit more of an upside. But anyway, I went back and looked at the stats, and you can clearly see he thrives at being at center. He only has played 3 games this season at center. The rest have been on the wing, and his ice time is a lot less while he's at center. For some reason, I don't know what the Ducks are doing to their 3rd overall pick, but I feel like they're stunting his growth. I'd be fine if he was playing wing and got top 6 minutes, but he's not. He's barely playing. So if you're gonna play him whatever minute night, let him at least be at center. Help his development. So I don't know what we're doing. And it's actually something really funny I found out. He is averaging the same amount of ice time that he was last year for those 9 games he played. So it's like he's clearly better than he was then. So why are you not treating him like he's better?
Now looking forward to next week. The Ducks have 3 games next week. On Tuesday, they'll face Detroit. Thursday, they'll face Winnipeg, and on Saturday, they'll face the St. Louis Blues. Really, out of these 3 games, it's looking like the toughest matchup for the Ducks is going to be against the Winnipeg Jets, sitting 3rd in the Western Conference with 9 wins, 4 losses, and 1 overtime loss. Both the Blues and the Red Wings have had pretty slow starts to the season. Maybe the Red Wings outperforming expectations a little bit, but the Blues kind of a big surprise this season, and they are just barely above the Ducks in the standings this year. So really optimistically, I think the Ducks have a good shot to get 2 wins coming up this week. And maybe, I don't know, Kim, can they get their first regulation win this week?
I hope so. I don't want to break that NHL record or anything.
Yeah, 20 games. That's what it will take to break the record for the most games without a regulation win to start the season. Ducks are at 15 now, so we won't see it this week, but if it keeps trending in that direction, we'll definitely have something to talk about on the next DML Report. Thanks everyone for watching the first ever DML Report. If you liked what you saw and heard, please like and subscribe.
All right, we just finished our first show. Thank you guys for watching again. We would like to give you a little more information on what this show is and what it will be. Like we said earlier, we're going to include Ducks games from Sunday to Sunday, with episodes coming on Monday. and with a bunch of different segments, ideas that are going to be rotating through. We don't know exactly, give us some ideas in the comments, and hopefully anything that we can do to improve, and we will hopefully continue to get better. Thank you guys, and bye.